Appreciate everybody taking the time to be here. Last week I labeled that a good week. Anytime you go on the road, you know it's going to be tough. Fort Wayne, preseason #1 team, a very, very talented team. We got so many parts, and I thought we came out okay, but that almost kind of was counterproductive for us. We got a little complacent and just got away from some things that made us successful early. And a good team like Fort Wayne, they got it going. Calhoun got it going inside. Then after about the 8-minute mark of the first half, the perimeter got it going. And when you let a team like that get going at all parts, they're going to be really tough to beat. Again, we cut it to 7 in the second half, and just you go back to the possessions, or the minutes, the 6-7 minutes before that 7-minute, where we cut it to 7, and just some things we were impatient with. We rushed, we forced, we got away from doing the things that have made us successful, and those things add up, especially on the road against good teams. Came home, and then just very pleased. It was just a terrific atmosphere in here on Saturday. Give Western Illinois a ton of credit. They came in here. I didn't think we had great urgency. We let them get comfortable. But I think this time of year it's about winning basketball games, and we were fortunate to do that. And very pleased to send 2 special kids, and Dexter and Carlin, out the right way. And I thought it was real fitting in front of a great atmosphere, another great atmosphere inside the Shield Center, that those 2 played a big part in making some plays down the stretch and help us put them away finally in that second overtime. So obviously a big week for us. I think I just had Wes run some numbers. There's 117 years of NDSU men's basketball, and there's only been 13 conference championships. If we go out and take care of our business this week, we got a chance to be the 14th. But we've got to do our part, and doing our part starts with good preparation today and tomorrow morning, because again, or a U team that came in here and was up 13 against us in the second half, and you turn around and then you got 2 long travel days to play a very good Omaha team at their place Saturday night. So it's not going to be easy, but it hasn't been easy all year for us, and hopefully, and I truly believe that our guys really sense the time of year and the urgency and the position we're in, the position we can be in if we continue to take care of our business on a daily basis. So take questions.
Or Dave, out of that, knowing that you have these 2 games in front of you, you always say you want to control your own business, but if you do that, you get at least a share of a conference championship. Can you describe that emotion knowing what's in front of you now?
Yeah, no, I mean, so much at the mid-major level goes into those 3-4 days in March in the conference tournament, and I get it. That's part of playing mid-major basketball, but that regular season conference title, there's a lot to be said in that too. I mean, it's a body of work. There's a lot of travel. There's a lot of this. There's a lot of that, and again, I just talked to a former Bison, and he made the comment, I just didn't expect it from this group in the fall. Well, that's fine, and that's fine for all, but we expect it every year, and it's one thing to have that expectation, but to go out and put ourselves in this position with the target on our back that we have, just very pleased, very proud of this, in a lot of senses, 2.6 from an experienced group.
On the flip side of that, you know that you have a top 2 seed. Does that mean that you might be able to try some different things in these final 2 games to maybe get some other guys some minutes and see what you have as you get to that conference tournament?
The only thing we're going to try to do, Alex, is keep improving, put ourselves in the best position to win that particular day, to win that particular game. And then when the dust settles, we'll pick up and do the same thing the next day. This team, they again, 10-4 at this point, and clinched at least a top 2 seed. Again, they've proven what we're capable of. I also know that it's been a real fine line with this group, and if we relax, if we don't have the urgency we need, not only will it cost us, maybe today, but it can cost us Wednesday, Saturday, So we want to keep preparing every single day. With the motto this week is Championship Week, Round 1. This is preparation. Again, we can do something historic in a lot of ways, winning a conference championship, but it also is ultimately preparing us for next week.
Yeah, that when you have a double overtime game and you use a lot of it, I mean, you had kids playing big minutes. Do you do anything different in the practice schedule when you come off of something like that to give these guys a break?
No, I mean, I think these are still, and I trust me, I get that, I do, Ross. But these are 18 to 22, 23-year-old kids, and a guy like Dexter, who's got a lot of miles on him, a guy like Carlin, they got a lot of miles on him, but they also understand the time of the year and the urgency. There's no time There's no time to be tired. There's no time to be fatigued right now. You got to go out and execute. And so, I'm not going to tell you we're going to go out and practice for 3 hours today, but we've got to get better. We've got to get better today, within that allotted time that we're going to go.
These are traditionally two difficult buildings to play in, it has been in the past. How much does that amp up everything, knowing what's at stake this week?
Yeah, the buildings, the teams, the very good coaches, just the historic programs, and the success traditionally that Oral Roberts had. Now that Omaha's been through their infancy, Darren's done a tremendous job. It just all goes into it. But again, as much as it's about that or them, it's to us, it needs to really be our focus is to be on us to continue to get better.
What did you learn from that first matchup with Oral Roberts?
Well, again, I think they epitomize where the Summit League's at right now, in a team that's, towards the bottom, but yet if you're not urgent, if you're not locked in, ready from the start, it's going to be a ball game. And, Albert Owens is as talented as there is in the league. They've got good parts. They've got seniors in Bradley, Young, and Anderson that are playing like this is going to be one of their last games. And so we've got to be locked in. We've got to do a job against Albert. We've got to do a job. 23, Emmanuel, he's playing way more aggressive. He's playing a lot more confident than he was the last time. So, we just got to be locked in at all levels.
With these 2 games on the road, how important is it to grab momentum heading into that?
Well, certainly momentum would be great, and we want to take care of business. And I think we've had a little bit more success on the road than we had last year. This is another opportunity to keep improving from that standpoint too. But no matter how it goes, it's still that week leading up is going to be a big week too. The 2 years ago when we went to the NCAA tournament, we went to ORU and got smacked on Wednesday. It was a double-digit loss, but we were able to regroup. So certainly we want to take care of business, get a couple wins, and ride that momentum. But no matter what, I think this program, this culture understands the urgency, the time of year, coming into this week and next week.
Beginning of the year, you thought your depth was really good this year compared to other years. How do you feel it is right now going towards the tournament?
I like our depth. I do. I mean, you can certainly see at times we're riding certain guys longer than we were earlier. But I think you go around the country and it's that time of year. Your rotations get a little tighter. It's something that we've talked about. We haven't finished the first half of some games very well. And so we maybe need to tweak some, get some guys through quicker a little bit in the first half. But again, it's winning time, and we need to put what we feel at that particular time as the best 5 guys to win that possession, to win that half, to win that game.
It seems like at least the last several games here at home, Kai Cabellas has really been the spark that's got your offense going. Can you tell me what he's meant to this team, especially on the offensive side, and how different it is from what he was last year to what he is?
Yeah, I mean, Kai's, and I'll just leave this and go right into an individual meeting with him. I'm very, very pleased with the progress that he's continuing to make. He finished, last year so well in Sioux Falls, and I think that was great for him, gaining some confidence. He had a tremendous year in the offseason. If you can see him physically, he looks, a lot better. And then for whatever reason, around that South Dakota State Omaha game at home, he was just in a funk and struggling a little bit. But when Kai's on it, what I mean by on it, when he's aggressive, when he's making good decisions, when he's getting others involved, when he's making making open jumpers himself. He hadn't been shooting it well from the free throw line, but he shot it well Saturday, and I think that was big. So, I mean, he's a big part of and then he goes out and plays 50 minutes. He's a big part of that. And we talk offensively about him being, I thought he was locked in as I've seen in that second half in those 2 overtimes against Covington. We switched some matchups, and Covington got a couple threes early, but after that, Kai really limited him for about the last 15 of regulation and the 2 overtimes to what would that be, to about 9 points. And that's a talented young man too, and Kai's got good length. He really understands the scouting report, and so many things on both ends really start with Kai.
Dave, I apologize, it's been asked already, but your thoughts on what the NIT wants to do with changing to resetting the team fouls after 10 minutes and possibly going to, I know the women's game went to 4 10-minute quarters, possibly the men doing that?
Yeah, I should, Dom. I haven't looked a whole bunch into it. Hopefully we're going to the other in tournament, but the NCAA, I think that's part of it. You're going to experiment and always trying to find ways to make the game better. I haven't dived in at all really to see any of the rules, but hopefully we're not in that tournament. I'll leave it at that.